Hello lovely people, and welcome to another Galactic Mayan Astrology report. So just before we get started, I just wanted to share something super exciting. I'm going to tell you more about it at the end of the video, but I've just completed a Dreamspell Galactic Mayan diary. So it's going to take you through the whole of the 9-month cycle. It's going to be available to buy in paperback in a few days' time. So the link at the bottom of the video, if you click on that and send me your email address, I'll let you know straight away as soon as you can buy it, because you really want to get it before we start the new 9-month spin, which is in about 13 days from now. So put that to the side for the moment. There's a lot going on the planet at the minute, isn't there? So this is a Galactic Mayan Astrology report for Tuesday the 17th of March. And it's the final Wavespell of this 9-month spin. So we are in the completion space of the 9-month journey of birthing that we've been going through since July last year. So it's a really, really potent time. It's a really, really interesting time. We've got a lot of fear going on in the collective right now about a virus, and it's interesting that that really came to the surface last Wavespell, which was all about the bigger picture. And this Wavespell is all about being the star that we are. The final of our processes on this human being cyclical journey is all about showing up as who we are. It's about being ourselves. It's about allowing ourselves to shine and be seen. And what gets in the way of that? Fear. It's always about fear. So the one thing that I would say to you, especially for this time, is that anything that's been brought up for you, whether that be fear or terror or panic or all of the feelings about it being a conspiracy or whatever the negative triggers are for you, it's always to do with your personal history. Yes, there is something going on in the present, but our huge reaction to that is from way back then. And this really, as I say, is totally connected to, what's going on the planet and what's going on with this yellow star Wavespell, because fear is such a potent force, and at the moment on the planet, we're purging it. So we're having lots of things that are happening politically. We're having lots of things that are happening in the natural world. We're having these things that are going on within, the virus world, or whatever you want to call it. But it's really bringing up that stuff from deep within us so that we can release it. Now, everywhere, there's loads of fear going on. And it's really about us taking responsibility for our piece of that, dropping in and clearing it and letting it go and utilising this time as the incredible window of opportunity that it is to heal, to clear. It's like until those parts of us are conscious, we don't have access to them. Until that fear that's lived within us, trapped in a box our entire life, until that lid comes off, we can't get to it. So now that it's there, now that it's really in our bodies, now that it's really all over our environment, we can really work with it on a super deep level, because as is always the case, this will pass. And then we'll kind of miss the window to get that deep into fear again for a little while. So utilise it. So with this Wavespell, with the energy of Yellow Star, it's really about being seen. And we've all had so many wounds around being seen. And it's a really scary place to be. Each person, I feel, has got an incredible amount to live, to give, and to be on the planet. But we've had so many different constructs put onto us that tell us that we can't, that we're too much, that we're not enough. Whatever our personal history has told us as reasons as to why we cannot be who we really are is really what we're going to be working with during this 13 days. And as I say, it's the end of our cycle, so it's really like, how much have we been able to create more space so that we can embody the star that we are? We really get to see that in this final 13 days. And, within this Wavespell, It's a yellow sign, so the yellow signs are always about flowering, are always about revealing. And this is something that's been coming up really strong at the moment with me and different people that I've been working with. It's like, it's not about trying to be something. It's not about trying to find something. It's about letting go of what's in the way of what's already there. That thing, that person, those elements that are already within us, they've just got covered in a bit of muck. So this star process is really about like letting go of what the muck is. And it's a really, really amazing process to be going through together because, you know, often we can see each other better than we can see ourselves. And sometimes it is a really beautiful experience to be able to witness somebody becoming all that they are when you've known that that's who they are for ages. You know, it's like we get to really support each other with this journey too. But also the star that we are, I feel, is this heart being, you know, and each one of us is that, you know, and when you really strip it down and again remove these fear programs, everyone's operating from a place of love, you know, even when it's totally misfiring and totally coming out wrong. And, you know, deep, deep down, that's all anybody wants is to love and be loved. You know, that is the key to it all. So as well, you know, with this final 13-day period that we're going through, especially within the collective weather at the moment, it's like how much can you align your vibration with your heart, no matter what is kind of been bombarded into your reality. How much can you stay in your heart? How much do you trust? How much can you let go to flow? How influenced are you by other people? You know, I've really been seeing that myself whilst this has all been going on. There's so many different waves that have hooked in for me and that are continuing to do so, which I'm really welcoming. But really seeing, you know, how I struggle to maintain my vibration around vibrations that are not the same. You know, it's like feeling when I'm on my own and I'm at home, like, yeah, it's so cool. Like, I fully trust this process. I know that everything's gonna, you know, work out for the greatest good of all. And I really know that and I really trust that. But then, if I'm reading something from somebody else that's not feeling that, or interacting with somebody that's not feeling that, I can feel the fear bubbles, you know, which again is really, really great to access because that's showing me so much about myself. So with this process, this final process, the guidance really is to explore what it means to be you. Who are you as an individual? What is it that you bring to the table? And if you don't know that, what's in the way of you knowing that? What's in the way of you showing up as yourself? Do you feel like, you know, you're not good enough? Is there something that is really holding you back from being able to be seen? So like, you know, with me, I've got this big thing of this big wound from the past about like humiliation and being seen. So yeah, I can be really comfortable, you know, behind a camera. And I know that lots of people might see it afterwards, but that face-to-face thing. And then again, when I'm working, I can feel okay with it. But then there are other elements, you know, in other situations where I don't feel that, you know, and I don't feel that confidence and that safety. So again, that's a really amazing portal for me to go through in order to be the star that I am. We've got to go through it. We've got to face it. We've got to transform it. That takes me quite nicely into telling you a little bit more about the journal. It's so exciting. It's been in my dreaming, in my heart for so long. And this 9-month spin, it has happened. So for the past few months, I've kept it really quiet, but I've been working on this really beautiful journal. So I've illustrated it, I've written poems about all of the different archetypes. It explains to you how Mayan astrology works. The key of this whole thing, and the reason that I share these videos, is because it's about our own experience. What the Mayan astrology reveals is the cosmic code, and the cosmic code is different for each one of us. We all get to understand it through understanding our own place in it. We get to witness the repeating patterns, the synchronistic encounters, So that's why I created the diary, because you get a page for each day of the 290 days, 260 days, sorry, plus all of the poems and all of the understanding of the archetypes, the mathematics for how it works, but mainly it's this tool for you to really be able to dive into understanding your reality and understanding how you fit and understanding that there's such a bigger picture playing out, such a bigger picture. So as I was saying at the beginning of the video, there's a link below. I've published it through Amazon, so in a few days, it's already on there, but in a few days it's going to be available for you to buy, so that you know when that is. If you give me your email address, and I would only use it for that purpose unless you tell me otherwise, I'll send you a message when it's up and when you can buy it, because it's something, you know, the reason I understand Mayan astrology the way that I do and why it's become such a big part of my life is because I did that. You know, I used a diary and started recording what was going on for me, recording what had happened in the past, and then I'd be like, what? That happened that year, that happened that year, and that's happening now, all on that same Mayan day, and it's all the same stuff. It's so cool. So yeah, drop me your email address if you want to get involved with that, if it's something that you feel like you'd benefit from. I feel like it is, especially if you're watching these videos and you're getting into it, you know, it's like the next level. So I hope that you enjoy this final 13-day process. The next time that we see one another, it's going to be a brand new 9-month cycle. Take care, beautiful people.